best way to predict the future is to create it, and young people who grow up in the midst of change as digital natives are the harbingers of innovation defining tomorrow's trends. Companies that have learned to ride this wave will be tapping into an underutilized resource to make up half of the global workforce by 2020. On 14 September 2018, I made a trip to Berlin to learn firsthand how Project Together, Germany's leading incubator for young social innovators since 2012, is working alongside Mini to crowdsource future urban innovations through Startup Next Door. My inquiry goes back all the way to 5th Avenue, New York City, 1900 through 1930. We traded carriages for cars in 13 years. The time will come for cars today to undergo the old fate of horse carriages. So it's both worthy and terrifying for a brand to ask the question, what will mobility look like in the future without cars? So, why take a bet on ideas from young people when looking for the next innovation? Or, how do I identify if a market has a fast growth rate now and also for the next 10 years? The answer turns out to be very simple, as told by Sam Altman from Y Combinator.
The good news about this is one of the big advantages students have. You should just trust your instincts on this. Older people have to basically guess about the technologies that young people are using, right? Because young people get older and they become the dominant market. But you can just watch what you're doing and what your friends are doing. And you will almost certainly have better instincts on fast-growing markets than anybody older than you. And so the answer to this is just trust your instincts. Think about what you're using more. Think about what you're using, what you're seeing people your age begin to start using. That will almost certainly be the future.
The Startup Next Door process then looks like: start with a base of 600 youths who have ideas for reinventing the future of living in cities. Accept everyone by default to capture the widest possible range of diversity, even extreme ideas on the fringes. Then choose 15 for a 6-month coaching program with mini executives. The only job for these executives is to listen. As crazy and as childish some of these ideas may sound to more experienced ears, it's helpful to remember that before the discovery of Australia, people in the old world were convinced that all swans were white. Or, there are limits to learning from observations or experience, and knowledge is fragile. In Nassim Nicholas Taleb's words, all it takes is one black swan to invalidate a general statement derived from millennia of confirmatory sightings of millions of white swans. According to Evo,
the interesting thing, like I coached a project and they were going to start a farm community. There were two young kids, they were 20 something, but finished their studies, had never run a farm, had never managed anything, didn't have any financial experience, didn't have any savings. To buy a farm in Germany you need a bit of money. And, you also need to run this and all of that. And so I thought when I got this spot, it was like, well, there's no way. I mean, I've seen so many people try this is not going to work, right? So I never told them. So I was like, okay, super cool. So this and that, and how are you going to go first step, next step, and how are you going to break it down into a prototyping somehow so that you can test and they got it. They managed it.
Sorry? So
they managed, they got their farm.
Wow.
3 million something. They got the right person on board, they got the right thing, whatever, because they just did it. And so the most obvious thing is that somebody with experience would have told them, well, that is not going to work. Because that's just like, first you work 20 years and you make the money and then you can maybe think about that. And they just did it. So basically trained the corporate staff to be in this role. And then, I mean, now we're going to see how the process works. They just started. But kind of the first interactions were really nice. Were really about, okay, so tell me about and what can I learn and what can I find out more about it. And it's not about, is this going to work or not.
Airbnb, Facebook and Uber can all be seen as black swans in the same league as well. Anecdotally, we've settled the question of why it's a good idea to turn to youth for innovations, and that the one single important thing that adults in the room can do is to listen. But the most difficult question to have before these mechanics and processes might be to ask, why should corporate giants disrupt themselves, quote, out of business, unquote, anyway? The short answer is that the only thing that is constant is change, and you either ride the wave or drown from it. The immediate crisis or opportunity on the horizon are tech companies disrupting themselves into every thinkable industry. Expedia versus human travel agents, new media versus newspapers, Amazon versus brick and mortar booksellers, robo-advisors versus financial consultants, and so on. Obviously, the actual picture need not be a zero-sum game of winners and losers, but technology making possible more non-zero scenarios and growing the pie for everyone involved. Yet innovations do not innovate themselves. They require human ingenuity, teamwork, and ample resources to keep going. In this regard, it is not enough for digital innovations to be found through product management department, nor is it about having a social media presence. Rather, as illustrated by DBS startling rise from damn bloody slow towards best bank, digital innovations are at the heart of making a business future-ready. It requires top-level vision, commitment, and the tough work of leading in the short term, all of which are reasons why so many companies drink the Kool-Aid, and why the few that do so succeed tremendously.